Hey guys, we're back with, I almost said Lucid 9, the letter. It's been a couple of weeks since I recorded this. My last one's from December 13th, it's January 3rd right now. So it's been a couple of weeks. I haven't been recording too much in the last while. I've recorded like, 4 Lucid 9 videos in the last 2 weeks. So I'm a bit behind. I mean, I guess you can blame that on, Christmas happening. And, the holidays, New Year, stuff like that. Right, we're with Luke and Rebecca's route. I remember. Where are we in the tree? That's the first thing you gotta check. We just had a choice? Yeah, we did, okay. This guy, there we go, doesn't need to hear them. Neither is he entitled to them just because he dished out some profound sounding life wisdom no one asked for. What? Hold on. Let me read while I take a drink. Is she talking about Ashton here? Yeah, right, okay. So I look away, hoping my own silence would be enough of an answer for him. Did we just make the choice? And it is, for a moment. A bit of warm, furious tears prickled behind my eyes, stinging, banging for release, along with every other frustration this dumb talk has built up in me. All because of this man. I hate him. Basically everyone hates Luke. Like, who doesn't hate Luke? Like Isabella, she hates Luke by association with Ashton. Hannah? I mean, depending on the route, I'm already expecting another barb from him when his expression shifts. Except he panics. In the span of 3 seconds, his expression changes from indifferent to concerned, to utter panic. Probably even funnier. I weren't so irked by the sound of this what? Hold on, I need to Google that. This game has taught me not to say words I don't know. It's a Scottish word. It means foolish, silly, thoughtless. Is it glycate? Scottish, just, it's not even a real language.
Hey, are you crying? Are you going to cry? Stop that right now, woman, or I'll...
Will you shut up?
I'll beat you up if you don't stop crying. He clams up almost before I could finish. Whether this is due to the sudden force of my voice or how I look, I pretend not to think of it. Seems like a deer caught in the headlights, with the way he's making himself smaller in his seat. But I'm still mad now. I'm tired, and if I can't punch him, I can only scream at him.
You're an annoying bag of dick, you know that?
Is that a saying? Do people say that?
If I hear another word from you, I'm sewing that bloody mouth shut myself!
It does do the trick. Not to the effect I've hoped, but the moment I snapped at him, the stinging at the back of my eyes melts away, and a strange calm overcomes me. A fragile thing when found in the middle of a busy coffee shop. Nevertheless, it's appreciating considering it doesn't last, immediately broken by the very person that put me in this state with a few awkward pats to my shoulder. Done twice. Thrice. And another. Till my patience runs out again and I'm pulling out the book from my bag, raising it threateningly over his head. It'll surely dent his skull if it slams down on its height. Part of me wants to see that, but I restrain myself. Oh yeah, but while I haven't been recording, I've been playing Little Busters. I only have one route left until I get to Grin 2, and then Refrain, that's like the good part, right? Like, I'm liking it so far, but it's the good part. Like, I like Little Busters, but it's not like a 10 out of 10 for me. I hear that's what Refrain is, though. So, I'm waiting for that. I'm on Haruka's route right now, by the way. Cooter Baka Best Girl. He has the good sense of recoil, though. Shortly, he shrinks back to his seat and waves his hand in front of me in a gesture of surrender.
Watch that book, woman! I already warned you about your little threats. You don't want to see my brand of angry!
Then keep your hands to yourself!
Alright, that's it. People these days, I swear you treat them nicely and this is where it gets me.
You're the last person I'd ever want to comfort me. even if we're the only two remaining people on Earth.
Yeah, I treat people nicely, and this is where it gets me. Like that time that guy broke into my house, so I treat him nicely by tying him up and letting my butler, you know, cut him open.
Don't flatter yourself.
Okay, have it your way, Daisy.
And stop calling me Daisy! I have a name, you know!
He mutters something inaudible under his... Thank you for saying something about that, Rebecca, because I'm tired of this whole nickname thing. He mutters something inaudible under his breath, although, afterwards, he doesn't say anything further. In the next minute, he simply contents himself with making a mess out of the paper napkins, folding them into clean strips without any clear intent, before crumpling them in his hand when he loses interest and dumping them in a small pile in front of him. A waiter serves our meal soon enough, and Kylie makes her way back to our table. Took them forever! Took to like, what, 3 weeks? Before I... No, yeah, it's been about 3 weeks. Before I could take a single bite, he mutters something. The words spoken in the same tone he's used since morning, all under his breath, whenever the honest part of himself should show. Despite my rather confusing opinion of the man, he stopped short of shoving food into my mouth to look at him. His eyes are on his food as he speaks, busying himself with cutting a portion of meat on his plate. All that comes out of him only rings true against my ears, above the din of the coffee house.
For what it's worth, Rebecca, I didn't ever think that's all there is to you.
He said her name! He said her... God! He said someone's name!
Why else would I leave my own goddaughter in your care if you're just some lovesick woman?
He spears a piece of his food, pops it into his mouth, and that's it. I mean, he's a first. Name a character trait of Rebecca that isn't I love Ashton. I mean, you can, but I mean... One whole day with this man, and I still can't figure out what his deal is. But for what it's worth as well, I don't think he's an entirely bad guy. The rest of our meal slips by in silence afterwards. Saving Kylie's occasional chatter, the whole dinner goes by without another word exchanged between the two of us. Somehow, we managed to make it through the whole thing without triggering another tension-riddled conversation. A good thing, perhaps. 1, because Kylie's sitting in front of us, and 2, I probably won't be able to hold a proper conversation with my mind heavy with thoughts. We depart from the coffee house just as the evening crowd starts to thin out. The same wordless silence fills our short walk back to the school. Except for when Luke gestures at a nearby flower shop and enters it without waiting for Kylie and I. He emerges minutes after, carrying a bouquet, that's bouquet, right? Of daffodils, with the same softened expression back on his face. He really likes daffodils. Like the previous ones, he stuck this away almost as soon as he looks up at us, a moment he's not willing to share. In my confusion, he merely answers with a shrug and continues walking.
For someone important.
I accept it for what it is, if only because he doesn't owe me an explanation. He does leave more questions about him, each one as baffling as the previous ones. Wasn't it the anniversary of his mom's death when we started the route, on Luke's route? I mean, I know he mentioned it, but I forget if it was... Still. Those are the last words spoken this evening before we head our own ways. Up until I arrive home, still can't understand him. Here, however, a whole different set of questions await me. Much like everything today, it comes to the littlest of things. A lone note greets me upon reaching my unit's door. Its edges flutter lightly against the faint warm breeze passing through the small complex. So did we max Luke? No, we did not. Interesting. I wonder if there's another chance to get that one extra point. My hand stops short of twisting the knob as I stare at it, though I don't make any moves to take it. Dropped by earlier. You weren't around. Any ideas where Scaredy Cat is? This is exactly how Ashton would talk. I couldn't contact her. Inspector Abigail has a few questions. LPD stuff. Something about her dead co-workers. Anyway, let me know how the two of you have been. I'll see you later. Ash. And winky face. Winky smiley face with a star. The message she left. Short and straight to the point, but not without the underlying hint of friendship. She's looking for Isabella, apparently. Something about LPD's investigation of her co-worker's death, but ends its formal tone by checking on me. Us. Any other day, the former part of his message will likely prod at the piercing envy I've been holding, while the latter will probably set my heart aflutter. Oh, hold on, hold on. Stuff anew here. Okay, oh yeah, we hit Luke with the book, right. Luke and Kylie invited Rebecca for dinner as she was about to leave. Despite receiving a text message from Ashton, Rebecca agreed, and the three spent the evening at a nearby coffee house. Upon returning to her flat, she found a note that Ashton left her. Little things from him that I want to mean something more. Yet, this time, only guilt fills me, and my eyes briefly shift towards Isabella's empty unit. Luke's words repeat inside my head as they do.
For what it's worth, Rebecca, I didn't ever think that's all there is to you. Why else would I leave my own goddaughter in your care if you're just some lovesick woman?
Have I always been like this?
This selfish? In truth, if I intended to call Ash after that dinner, if I didn't catch him here, invite him to that party like I planned, this time when he's still probably awake around this hour, but my hands won't move. Perhaps it's for the better. Until I've had the time to think this through, it'll be best if I distance myself from those I've been clinging tightly to. Find a different perspective. See things for what they are. With a soft sigh. Oh, she actually sighed! I like how they do that. I've said that before, but still. You reach for the note and crumple it under my hand. Crumple is a weird word. The knob twists open with much ease as I enter this time. Maybe after some introspection, it'll be easier. For tomorrow, I have that woman in the mansion to worry about. Oh, no ghost in the room. I was kind of expecting that. Are we at... Yeah, okay. This is new. I think, if I remember from the flowchart, we meet up with Ashton and Isabella. I think. Alright, and this was the clean out Isabella's room scene. Which was like one of the best parts of Rebecca's Youth. I don't know why. The night wears on without further incident, despite the great number of thoughts swimming inside my head. Come morning, there's only a hush. A strange sort of stillness, unlike the ones greeting me every morn. Morn? Is that like a saying? Instead of morning, do people just say morn? Is that... This one's easy, tight with anticipation, like a string stretched thin, merely waiting for the proper time to snap. Granted, doesn't make my day any less pleasant, but the edge is there. And as expected, the second I step out of my flat, it comes apart, broken by the voices of two squabbling adults, echoing from a floor below. The quiet was nice while it lasted. Shame.
What the hell were you thinking?
I wasn't. Ow! Could you let go?
Not a few seconds later, they both ascend the stairs, with Ashton pulling Isabella by her wrist. She struggles, as she should, but his hold on her remains firm. Freeing yourself from means having to draw blood. So, what happened? Oh, I guess we'll see that in Ashton's round. Okay. Right. I was like, we've already done both of their rounds, but no, we haven't. Was that... Him going to the real estate thing happened after this, right? I forget the dates, but... That was like... It's gotta be later, right? We're on the 28th right now. Neither of which is better than the other. They probably want the 29th when they went Zach, or the 30th. I don't think they want the 28th. That's a bit early. One could potentially end in an accident, while the other means having to hurt him physically. Wait, what? She has the good sense to realize that, at least. However, it doesn't take the desperate edge in her voice when she answers, Ashton's temper with her own. So they go, none the wiser to my presence.
Do you have any idea how much trouble you could get in?
That's why I'm asking you for help.
Is this what you've been doing these past 3 days? Because this doesn't make your case convincing, Isabella.
Rose died, Ash.
I know. Every single person in Luxburg knows. It's on the damn news. But that doesn't mean...
People are missing. Some of those are my friends. And BRC's just covering it all up.
Rebecca, it's time to play, group mom? Break up the fight.
You can't just barge into my office and expect me to do anything about it, right off the bat. This isn't a children's game, Isabella. We have procedures. We have to follow protocol. There's red tape all over this case for a reason. We sure as hell don't investigate things just because some stupid letter spooked us.
Ash, you have to believe me this time. If we don't do anything right now, more people will...
It's been a whole week. This stupid letter prank is getting old real fast. I'm sick of it. It was funny the first time, not so much now.
You're the only one that can help me with this, Ash. Even Rebecca won't. All right, you two are awfully loud. What's going on here?
There you go, Rebecca. Both their heads snap up, almost in unison. A displeased frown on each of their faces, but this is a necessary interruption. What can they do? People still in their units have already taken interest on the commotion, with some taking a peek behind the curtains, while others are bold enough to creak open their doors, if only slightly. If they don't keep it down, pretty soon, our landlady will show up. Getting a reprimand from her is the last thing I want to happen, first thing on a Friday morning, even if this is hardly my fault.
Well, if you want to continue this, you two better do it elsewhere. You're disturbing other people.
Don't worry, we're done here.
No, we aren't. Becca, I looked it up. I called them. I visited some of them and...
Who's them?
Which you shouldn't have done in the first place.
Like people who have seen the ghost? Like, do they just read in the newspaper, hey, I saw a ghost, contact me, Isabella?
Isabella, you're going to create more problems for us with what you're doing. A team has already been assigned to it. Leave it to us.
Your precious team is looking at it the wrong way. Becca, it's not just Rose. There are others.
That last bit strikes a chord, prods strongly in my memory. The vicious smile already etched deeply inside my mind. The image appears clear enough that, the mere mention of it, stumble on my own question.
What do you mean? The letter, Rebecca! It's not...
It's nothing. If there's really something going on because of that dumb letter, none of us would be standing here. We've all read it, haven't we? But Rebecca's alive, Zach's alive, I'm alive. So for the last time, this isn't a curse.
I have chosen poorly. I should have let someone die. Well, actually, only Isabella can be dead at this point in time.
There's a murderer on the loose, and your co-workers happen to be the victims. Give it a rest, Isabella. It's too early for this shit.
Don't you think that's too much for a coincidence?
Not so much. Most serial killers follow a pattern. I'll tell you about it some other time.
Most serial killers? But it's common for them to... Ashton, that's not what you said.
And anyway, coincidence or not, the point is, civilians like you aren't supposed to get involved. You're putting yourself in danger.
I mean, when it comes to ghosts, I mean, cops are just civilians. I wasn't chasing after you.
Will the both of you slow down and stop arguing for a minute?
Why does sometimes the... Do they just forget to put it in the game? Do they just not record that line and be like, well, you know, I mean, it's a hassle to go back and re-record it.
What's this about your coworkers, Belle?
But actually, I could see that happening because, you know, that line was changed from the original. I didn't notice anything there, but so it's possible, you know, this part of the script went under revision, and you know, they record a fitting line, and you know, something like that. I don't know.
Becca, please don't tell me now you believe this shit.
Sure, in a heartbeat, I'll agree with Ashton. That's how it's always been. Besides having a very good point, really, they're the very same ones who'll make every time I ask too many questions. But the fact of the matter is, what he wants to hear from me right now is far from what I've been sensing these past few days. It doesn't matter what Isabella or I believe on our own. Something odd has been happening around me, and that letter she picked up is the heart of this. Flowchart. I think this is either Ashton's or Isabella's points. No, that's Little Busters. I want to go to the letter. Hold on. Okay, we're good. We're good. This, you know what? Community guides. You just open something up that's not destructive there. Like, what if I accidentally loaded a save, you know? What guide was I using? Flowchart guide. That's probably it. I'm probably on part 1 still. Chapter 5 has 2 parts to it. For some reason, my middle mouse button, like I can still scroll, but I can't click it. So I had to rebind one of my mouse buttons. Belle, you shouldn't be doing these things. It's negative Isabella, positive Ashton, and I might have seen her as positive Isabella, negative Ashton. Okay, so let's... I mean, I'd rather choose this one because, I mean, but at the same time, as Ashton's is at neutral, and if we choose the Isabella one as Ashton, it's going to go -3, and I don't want... I'd rather have a, you know, not negative. Maybe we should go back and do the Ashton instead of Luke. Huh. Yeah, let's just side with Ashton. Regardless of Isabella's intentions, curse or not, Ashton has every right to be miffed. Wait, what? Relationship upgrade. He's gone great lengths trying to keep his personal life away from his job. Even if he won't say it, he'll fight tooth and nail to keep us safe. This time, Miss Cooper's death hit close. However, okay, we're still positive with Isabella. Too close to someone he cares about.
That's not what I'm trying to get at, Ash.
Then help me talk some sense into her.
I was about to get to that, Isabella. I know you're worried about those people, but you have to understand that what Ashton's doing isn't simple. He's right. You shouldn't even be involving yourself in this kind of stuff, much less doing things on your own. I went to him, didn't I? First thing in the morning. I asked for his help.
After you went ahead and did some snooping, and now you're planning another one. Can't you see what's wrong with that?
You won't believe me unless I give you proof. You said it yourself. Evidence doesn't lie.
Concrete proof, Isabella. Not something based on rumors or stupid urban legends. Trust me, Belle. Any day, I'd gladly help you with anything.
I know that. I was only hoping I could fix this before any of you, before I...
Don't worry, Isabella, you're safe. I saved you. Remember the whole, not staying in your room alone, not taking any help at all? Yeah, don't worry, you didn't do that this time. She breathes in, deep, steadying. In that moment, something falls behind her eyes as she looks away.
Sorry. I got ahead of myself, didn't I?
A quiet resolve. The same one I saw on her that night from 3 days ago. But this time, it burns brighter. Even Ashton wavers at its sight. She looks him straight in the eye, gaze unflinching. Gradually, his grip on her wrist loosens.
Belle,
is he still holding her
wrist? All I'm
wrist?
asking you for is to...
Just this once, Ash.
Her voice, though small and lucky any force, stops him. Along with it, every sound, every noise dies around us. A hush descending as if the world is waiting for her words.
You don't have to come with me, but if I don't do anything, I am going to regret it.
She lays a hand atop his. Gentle, fleeting, almost intimate, if one does not consider the circumstances we found ourselves in.
Please.
Ashton will never tell his soul, will never admit it even to himself, but it's in that short second that his own resolve breaks. The moment the hard edge in his eye softens, and he relinquishes his hold on her, letting his hand fall limply to his side. Wordlessly, Isabella steps back and runs off, leaving only a muttered thanks and a small, lackluster smile. Only after the last of her footsteps fade away does Ashton move, breaking his silence with one of his sharp exhales, before reaching up to pinch the bridge of his nose, in a gesture of frustration and surrender.
I can't believe she just talked me into that. Don't worry. I'll get her back here.
He's already poised to leave, when my own instinct takes over. I reach for him, gripping his elbow with the same unyielding grip, the action prompted by voices whispering at the back of my mind. He's not going to believe me, but he deserves a word of caution. Who knows where all of this will take us, where all of this will end. Shouldn't be caught off guard, beliefs notwithstanding.
Ash, I know you don't believe in those things she's saying, and you know me. I am as less inclined to believe in those as you do, but please, try to hear her out, even if it's not a ghost. Or a curse. I think there's still something odd going around here.
What do you mean?
Weird things. Like the feeling of someone watching you. Or shivers. The room suddenly getting cold.
Like the weird things Scaredy Cat says, you mean?
To some degree. Look, Ash, I'm not sure what it is. It's bad enough that Isabella
say it's a ghost!
Like this without telling anyone. I'm just worried something might happen to her if she keeps at it.
Options, sound... I guess it's sound effects. I noticed that the, Wait, no, it wouldn't be sound effects. It would be, like, ambient... I've noticed that the, like, the people talking in the background, like the chatter, is too loud. Which there isn't in this scene, but I just reminded. I guess that'd be sound effects, but usually there's a third one.
Talk to her, okay?
As if she trusts me enough for that.
Is all, like, master volume, or is that everyone else? You see, that's not very well thought out.
Doesn't the fact that she approached you first about this, instead of me, already say a lot?
A different kind of trust, granted implicitly and never spoken, sometimes too big, too fragile to last. He falls silent for a long moment as he turns it over in his mind. In the end, all he manages is to offer us a small nod before he departs, and a promise to, at least, listen to her, without the teasing or the jibes. A favor for me, the least he could do for her. This is as much as I can do for him as well, till I've understood what's happening myself. Tonight, hopefully, with this all started, will provide the answers I'm looking for. This isn't the night of the party, is it? Oh, yes it is. They arrived at Salem Hall, having an argument about the missing BRC employee's investigation. Annoyed by the noise, Rebecca interfered and, in the end, asked Ashton to keep an open mind. Yeah, okay. Can I... What's the skip button? I've been using C in Little Busters. Is it just control? Wait, here, S. No, that's save. Okay, I guess we're... Oh, right, we can just look at the branching tree. Yeah, there's a small divergence here then. Or actually, we could just be on the other side of it this whole time. All the cabbies in Lexburn, I have to chance upon the superstitious one. Still not as bad as finding out your car's starter refuses to crank on. No, still working this morning, yes. But it's equally as frustrating when you're forced to walk the rest of the way. All because the driver got spooked. Isabel and him will get along so well. I do get his reasons, after all. I've had my fair taste of the bazaar lately. Like, nobody can blame that guy. I mean, he doesn't want to drive to the haunted mansion that's actually haunted. I mean, just saying. All of which might have been brought up by that letter Isabella found here. But you'd think he'd, at the very least, be charitable enough to take me a little closer to the house itself, and a distance 15 minutes away from it by foot. Good thing I'm not wearing anything too formal or constricting. Otherwise, that short walk would have likely put me in a bad mood, long before I have to suffer in a room full of strangers tonight. Although this soon proves to be a problem the second the driveway comes into view, and I near the entrance. Severely underdressed is a total understatement to describe how I look. Cars, with more than my own apartment and childhood home combined, and the mansion's front yard. Men and women decked in their best also flock near the entrance. Most are eager for the festivities to start, while some are simply idling about, enjoying the warm afternoon sun before it sets. But once the woman standing at the front porch speaks, their undivided attention immediately shifts to her. Presumably Mrs. Wright. Miss Wright. No, shouldn't that be Mrs. Wright? From the confident manner in which she holds herself among present company. This, despite keeping a far simpler appearance from the rest of her own guests, or not having her husband beside her. A trait worthy of utmost admiration at best. At worst, she's the envy of every woman, the subject of every gossip in Lexburn.
Welcome everyone!
Have we diverged yet? Yes? No, wait. Is there a non-manual? Tab. Okay. No. That's about a good stopping point, I think. Nah. I really have just enough time for another one, but I don't want you really want to do that, you know? So anyways, guys, we'll see you guys next time. Hopefully tomorrow. What's today? Wednesday? Yeah. So, hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to wake up early. Play some... I'll probably do Lucid 9. Well, I'm saying tomorrow, but you guys won't be seeing this for... like, probably until late January. So, because I've started doing 3 series, although Danganronpa will be ending soon. There's still extra stuff I haven't done, which I've been meaning to, just never got around to it. I started it, like I did 1 episode on it. I was like, this is kind of fun, I'll do the rest, I'll do some more tomorrow, and I never did some more tomorrow. So anyways, guys, I'll see you guys next time with some more of the letter, when we'll probably finish Rebecca's Road tomorrow. There's not too much left. Although, actually, this is probably Isabella's dead timeline. So we'll probably have to do all of this. So, it could be 2 more episodes before we finish. But still, we'll be nearing the end, at least. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.